Hello students, welcome to class. I'm Miss Katie, that vegan teacher, and today we're going to be having lots of fun because we are going to be watching Happy Healthy Vegan. Are you guys ready? Check this out. He is going to be debunking somebody. Now, I haven't seen it yet, but I know this guy, Ryan. Ryan always makes sense. He's been vegan for 12 years. Let's see what he has to say.
Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy
Hi,
Vegan,
Ryan.
the YouTube channel that's not hosted by a sociopath, narcissist, or grifter. No, I am your host. So apparently, guys, we've had a good run with veganism here because giant YouTuber, What I've Learned, just made a video debunking veganism, particularly on the health aspects, how we're all deficient and sick and eventually going to quit. In fact, that seems to be what the foundation of his video is, that vegans get sick and quit. Therefore, veganism debunked.
But if eating zero animal foods improves health so much.
All right, let me just stop right there.
What?
This is a huge video of his, like 36-7 minutes. There's no way I can respond to all of it. I got through maybe 1/4 of it, and I'm sure I have plenty of material here for an extremely long video. But let me just pause him right here. He says, like, a vegan diet makes your health improve so much. Like, where did he get that from? Where in the definition of veganism does it say anything about it improving your health? And a lot. Veganism is a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. And I want to point out, too, this isn't the first time I've made a video response to this guy. Did one about a year plus ago where he made another nonsensical video trying to debunk veganism for being what's worst for the planet. What's going to improve our planet's health is for more people to eat more meat. Anyway,
Oh my god, that's complete insanity. And by the way, on the topic of health, being vegan can be extremely healthy. I am very healthy since I became vegan. All my blood levels are perfectly normal. But some people don't eat healthy foods. If you're eating chips and you're eating all kinds of processed foods and you're drinking Coke, you're not going to be healthy as a vegan. You gotta do it logically.
let's continue on with this health-oriented video of his.
Why would a 2016 study find that 84% of vegans eventually quit their diet?
The actor is vegan for almost 4 years, but started feeling lethargic in
They were never vegan to begin with.
February of
You were a vegan for a while, right?
Yeah, a couple of years.
When did you stop doing that?
No, he wasn't. He was eating plants. That's it.
No, not too long ago.
Wow, someone stopped their vegan diet. Veganism debunked.
Big boxer! Big boxer can't stay vegan. Ooh, he can't just figure out how to eat healthy foods. Just eat a bunch of lentils, a bunch of chickpeas, eat some rice, eat some beans. Like, it's not rocket science. Eat whole foods. Don't eat a bunch of junk and you will do fine. I don't get it.
Debunked, right?
Was vegan for a very long time.
Oh my god, Miley Cyrus, what a loser. Person does a bunch of drugs and then she can't figure out why she's not healthy. Duh!
I've had to introduce fish.
And as you'll see, he brings up a whole bunch of former vegan influencers and celebrities like Miley Cyrus here, who claimed that she had to quit being vegan and introducing fish for the omega-3 fatty acids, while completely ignoring the simple and obvious fact that there are very easily obtainable vegan commercial supplements for omega-3 fatty acids that don't involve killing animals. But anyway,
Yeah, and also foods.
let's continue on with this nonsense.
Even vegan influencers weren't able to make it work.
Me and my family have struggled
Oh, lazy, lazy, lazy people.
with
Oh, it's
health on a vegan
pathetic.
diet.
I am no longer following a vegan diet.
I found it very difficult
to maintain.
Oh, this guy is the worst. Cosmic skeptic. The guy goes to Oxford University. He studies philosophy and ethics, and he cannot figure out how to open a can of beans or to how to eat some nuts. He can't figure out that if he has problems with his digestion, that he can just go on a low FODMAP diet. He can't figure out how to call vegan friends and say, hey, can you help me out? Or go to a vegan doctor, a vegan dietitian. Like, it is not that hard. This guy really was a disappointment.
Maintain a healthy plant-based diet.
Wow, it took all but a week maybe for the anti-vegans to jump on cosmic skeptics, like why I'm no longer vegan video, and using that as a reason why veganism failed. And he made it really clear in this video, veganism didn't fail him. Anyway, let's continue on.
In this video, I'd like to tell you the story behind why I think plant-based is not the best direction to head in.
All right, let's humor him. Let's pretend it's the Friday night live streams. Let's hear him make his best case as to why plant-based diet sucks and we all should just move on and find something else because veganism has been debunked.
Well, I recently interviewed Giovanna Mendoza, who essentially made a career based around her vegan lifestyle.
No, that's completely wrong. Ravana's channel was not about...
Exactly. It had nothing to do with the animals or ethics. It was just about eating a bunch of plants.
vegan lifestyle, as her channel name implied. It was about some kind of raw fruitarian lifestyle, which...
Don't be eating a bunch of crazy foods in abundance without eating all the rest of them around them. I don't mean crazy foods. I mean, don't make crazy food choices. That's what I'm trying to say. Eat a variety of foods. Eat 30 different foods a day. It's really not that hard. It really isn't. If 10-year-old kids can figure out how to do it, I think these people can too. The problem is that they try to do these exaggerated versions of diets, like eating one thing for like a month or some crazy thing. Just, it's not that hard.
Which has nothing to do with veganism. Again, let's look at the definition.
Thank you, Ryan. Ryan consistently goes back to the definition. Good job, Ryan.
Say here, you have to starve yourself on raw fruit and get super skinny and get gut issues as a vegan. No, that was her decision. But anyway, let's hear him use her as an example why veganism in general is wrong.
Vegan meal prep, eat vegan. About the vegan lifestyle.
Yeah, he's obviously cherry picking clips here where she's saying vegan and vegan lifestyle, but I remember watching her content a bit back in the day, and I honestly don't remember her making much, if any, mention about animal exploitation, animal cruelty. Again, that's what veganism is about. It's not eating fruit and fasting and juicing. But anyway.
Right, it is about eating fruit, and it can be about fasting if you wanted to. I mean, you can be a vegan and fast, but you don't have to fast if you don't want to, and you don't have to only eat fruit. You can eat a large variety of a bunch of different foods. That's the best way to do it.
Anyway, let's go on.
When she had health issues, she tried her best to solve them while staying on the diet, using all kinds of supplements and troubleshooting strategies, but she eventually had to prioritize her health.
Once again, what I've learned is making a complete misrepresentation about her situation. I should know because I made a video about this. I think 2 of them back when this happened to Ravana. And she made it abundantly clear. She went to a vegan gastroenterologist. Good decision, by the way. Yet failed to follow the advice of her vegan gastroenterologist. Ravana, being all into raw and purity and all that nonsense that goes with the raw lifestyle, was afraid to take antibiotics that her vegan gastroenterologist prescribed her. Instead, Ravana wanted to find a natural solution that involved eating salmon.
So this woman ate a bunch of crazy foods without any kind of balance, and then her doctor said, listen, that wasn't a very good idea. You should take these antibiotics to fix your problem. Like lots of people have different problems and take antibiotics for them. But no, she didn't want to do that. She would rather pay for the rape, torture, confinement, and murder of innocent animals than to take some pills to solve her problem and eat healthy after that. Healthy vegan foods. What is wrong with these people?
What else?
Felt a lot of like a foggy mind. I felt that a lot. I don't feel that anymore.
Giovanna's case is just a peek at how complex it can be to replace animal food.
Oh, gross. It is not complex at all. It is so easy, and it is such a joy to be vegan.
In your diet.
Replace animal foods in your diet. What a weird, biased way of thinking. As you'll see here, what I've learned, tries to put himself out here in this video as some kind of health expert, like he has a degree in nutrition or a PhD in biochemistry, or he's a dietitian or even a medical doctor.
Why doesn't he go and interview a bunch of people who are thriving as vegans? I mean, you just have to watch the documentary The Game Changers and see that there are vegans in the Olympics, there's vegan football players, vegan tennis players, vegan weightlifters. Why is he going to random people who just tried these crazy diets and interviewing them? What about us? Come and interview us.
Doctor. He's not a scientist or a health expert, and neither am I. But as you're going to see here, these claims he's making here are based upon just complete a misunderstanding of the scientific consensus. Like, is he saying, like, we're replacing animal nutrition by eating plants or something like that? That's not how it works. In fact, in and of itself,
it's willful ignorance is what it is. These people are just too lazy to change. They just can't be bothered. They like the taste of meat, and they are selfish narcissists. That's what it boils down to.
Just eating a completely appropriately planned plant-based diet rather than some kind of weird extreme starvation-based restrictive diet like raw fruitarianism. An appropriate planned plant-based diet is nutritionally adequate for all people. Again, this is not my opinion. Don't listen to me. I'm just a YouTube musician guy here. This is the opinion of health.
Well, you're a little more than that because you've been vegan for 12 years and you know a lot. But I understand what he's saying. He's saying don't listen to us. Don't listen to any of us. Listen to the science. Listen to the facts. That's what he's trying to show here.
Organizations from around the world after having reviewed the scientific literature in this area.
Vitamin D is only found in animal foods, with some exceptions like mushrooms and some algae. Some people can simply get enough vitamin D from the sun, but if you live at latitudes above 37 degrees, your skin barely makes any vitamin D from the sun except for in summer.
Yes, that's indeed true for all people, vegans and non-vegan.
And it's not a problem because we just take a pill just like everyone else. It has nothing to do with veganism.
But let's hear him make his case, how if you're vegan, you're totally screwed when it comes to vitamin D.
The 2016 Finnish study found vegans' level of vitamin D to be 34% lower than omnivores.
I didn't go fact check this one single study he cited here, but notice how he said that the vegans' levels were lower. Didn't say they were necessarily deficient, just lower. I mean, if you're already not deficient, who cares how not deficient you are? But anyway, let's take a look at what actual medical professionals say about vitamin D and vitamin D supplementation. Should people take it? Is it effective? Well, let's look at the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health website page about vitamin D. A generally very non-biased, non-vegan activist source of information that reflects the general medical consensus. And they say for most people, not vegans, just people, for most people, the best way to get enough vitamin D is taking a supplement because it is hard to eat enough through food. So if Harvard is saying most people, and remember most people are eating tons of meat, dairy, and eggs and all that, most people should take a vitamin D supplement because they're not getting their vitamin D through diet. This is not a vegan issue. Just take a vitamin D supplement, whether you're vegan or not. That's not my advice. That's the advice of Harvard.
Exactly.
So please, what I've learned, shut up about vitamin D being some kind of vegan problem, because it's not.
Weston Price wrote in his
It's not a vegan problem at all. And it's not that hard to take a vitamin D pill every once in a while. I mean, I'm here in Canada. I don't get enough sunlight on my skin. I know that. But so do many, many, many millions of people around the planet. And the doctors are recommending that everyone takes a vitamin D. It's not that big of a deal.
1939 book, Nutrition and Physical Degeneration. As yet, I have not found a single group of people who are
What book is that? How old is that book?
building and maintaining an excellent body by living entirely on plant foods.
Why are you citing what someone wrote back in 1939? Why?
These people are so desperate. It's crazy. And imagine using his big platform to spread this lie. Like, how much did the meat, dairy, and egg industries pay this guy? Insane. Thank you so much, Ryan, for your sanity. We really appreciate you.
Why don't you just use your eyes and look what's happening now in the real world, like, say, Novak Djokovic, who's been dominating men's tennis for years upon years, eating a completely plant-based diet. There's pro athletes in the NBA, in the Olympics. Like, what are you talking about? Why are you bringing something up from 1939?
So why can't we just look up all the components of meat and make a meat replacement? Well, let's start with B12, as this component is...
Oh my God, that's so gross and so sad. Imagine cutting up an innocent animal who lived a lifetime of hell and just putting their liver on a plate like that, or maybe that's a spleen. Completely unnecessary.
Near impossible to get just from whole plant foods.
All right, so just as he tried to do with vitamin D, let's hear his case now how vitamin B12 is such a huge problem for vegans, and pretty much only vegans.
So you're eating a vegan diet. You are going to need to get vitamin B12 as a supplement.
You ought to take a B12 supplement.
You need to take a B12 supplement. Most
vegans know they need to supplement B12, which is very important for brain function. Yet, one study looking at B12 status in vegetarians and vegans found that 7% of vegetarians and 52% of vegans were not getting enough B12.
Well, then that's their problem. Just take it. What is the big deal? Why aren't they taking it? A B12 supplement can be, it's so tiny. It's just like the cutest little tiny pill. It can dissolve under your tongue. It tastes like cherries. It's like, costs like 5-10 cents and it's absorbed instantly. Like, it is not rocket science. It's so easy to be vegan.
However, in another study with a more sensitive testing method, they found a whopping 77% of vegetarians and 92% of vegans had insufficient B12, whereas only 11% of omnivores did.
So those were studies that looked at just vegans and vegetarians. So it makes it sound kind of scary. But if you look at studies that looked at the population as a whole, everyone, vegans, non-vegans, just the general population, that nearly 40% of Americans are either low or dangerously low in their vitamin B12 levels. So basically, B12 absorption is not a problem just for vegans. It's a problem that can affect anyone, even if you're eating tons of meat, dairy, and eggs.
Exactly. I worked as a registered nurse for 25 years, and we gave B12 injections to many people who were eating animals all the time. Not vegans, just regular, everyday people are often deficient in B12.
Perhaps the B12 supplements don't work exactly like animal foods do.
Okay, please cite your source here, because this is a new one.
Right?
I've never heard this before. So you're saying that somehow B12 supplements are not quite as effective as just getting B12 from eating it in a piece of meat or something like that. You're not a scientist. You're not a medical doctor. If you're going to make a big claim like this, saying that the effectiveness of B12 supplements is inferior to just getting it from animal products, you better have a source for this, because you're just speculating here. I mean, I searched throughout the internet to try to find anything that supports what he's saying here. I can't find a single thing.
Why do you think, Ryan, that this guy's lying? What do you think is his motivation, other than getting paid by the meat, dairy, and egg industry? Or that he really just can't be disciplined enough to give a shit beyond himself? That all he cares about is his taste, pleasure. Why would he throw all of the animals under the bus in this way? There's no other explanation except narcissism, selfishness, and laziness. Let me know in the comments below if anybody else has a different explanation, because I can't figure it out, and neither can Ryan, and neither can the rest of the millions of ethical vegans around the planet who are doing just fine. Why are we doing okay? Because we gave a shit beyond ourselves. That's why.
He's just on his own here making crap up, but pretending like he knows what he's talking about.
A B12 supplement might not work quite the same as animal-derived B12, but
there you go again, making crap up. And let me just show you a little anecdotal evidence how B12 supplements are effective. Before I ever took a B12 supplement, I was vegan for 6 years. My B12 levels were in the 400 to 500 range. So after 8+ years vegan, my B12 levels are higher than they've ever been in my entire life. They're off the charts beyond the reference interval top end, 1,333 picograms per milliliter. And to give you a better idea of where this number stands in relation to other North Americans, let's look at this chart here put out by the Canadian government showing the average vitamin B12 concentrations of its people. So after converting what I got into picomoles per liter, we can place my number on the chart here, and as you see, 983 is about double of the highest group of Canadians.
Another possibility is the vegan diet has impaired digestion.
So how do you know this? Oh, let me guess. You're probably going to go through all these, well, I'm no longer vegan.
Exactly. I don't understand. How does it impair our digestion? My digestion is perfect. I'm sure yours is too. I mean, I don't have any problem. There's no bloating. There's no gut issues. There's nothing. There's no constipation. We have lots of fiber. 95% of the population does not have enough fiber. We're doing great.
Vegan videos, which are dominated by people that did extreme restrictive forms of eating, which screwed up their guts, and they blame it on veganism, as you're right about to do as well now, right?
Bloated a lot.
Bloating.
Bloated. A severe bloating. Bloated. Like I was 4 months pregnant.
Really bad gastrointestinal issues.
Digestive illnesses like this that were so severe.
And in addition to some of...
That is so unethical. What pathetic examples.
These vegans inflicting their own gut issues from extreme forms of dieting. Some people...
Yeah, just eat a normal, balanced vegan diet. Just eat a variety of foods.
They showed here had gut issues before they went vegan. And they were dealing with it before they were vegan and while they were vegan. But anyway, let's see what he has to say here.
However, many do quit the diet because of health issues.
I had strong faith that I could get everything that I needed on a plant-based vegan diet.
Yeah, nice job, what I've learned. Show yet another extreme restrictive eater here. Like Ravana, this person's whole online presence was all about eating uncooked food, raw fruitarianism. Yeah.
Don't be doing that. Just eat normal varieties of food. Some raw, some cooked. Eat some oats, eat some rice, eat some lentils, beans, like I said. There's just so many foods. Just go into the grocery store and just buy everything that doesn't involve death and stolen secretions, and you'll do fine. Stay away from processed foods. Eat whole foods as much as you can. But of course you can eat some cooked foods, and of course you should have vegetables, and of course you should have grains.
Yeah, right.
Despite obviously having a lot in...
Oh, this guy is the worst. What a disappointment he is. Cosmic skeptic, somebody who graduated from Oxford University, lives in England, one of the places in the world that has the most vegan options. And then he went to France and he cried because he said he couldn't find any vegan options over there. Like, what? The most crazy thing ever. He could easily have stayed vegan. All he had to do was use a little bit of his resources. But the reason he didn't stay vegan is because he was never vegan to begin with. He never cared about the animals. And all he wants to do is go to the pub with his friends and eat fish and chips and eat burgers once in a while because he's too lazy, selfish, and a piece of shit, basically. Yeah, that's what you are, Alex.
Invested in this, I wasn't able to make it work.
And again, nice job showing Cosmic Skeptic, who clearly stated in his video from last week that his digestive issues came from childhood, long before he ever went vegan. He struggled with his digestive issues before vegan and while being on a vegan diet. So again, you're not showing anything here about how vegan diets cause gut issues.
And let's just continue on with Alex. He could have easily gone on the low FODMAP diet like many, many people do when they have problems with their guts. It's not a reason to take it out on the animals. Your health problems have nothing to do with the innocent animals. Alex, you should be ashamed of yourself. Happy, healthy vegan. Are you going to be able to stay happy during this? Because it's pretty hard.
I'm so pissed off.
Oh, poor Alex. I mean, poor Ryan. Oh my God. Ryan, I feel so bad for you. You're supposed to be a happy, healthy vegan. I'm supposed to be the angry vegan. But I totally get you. I mean, you know, with people like Alex, how can we stay not pissed off? I'm pissed off too. Because the animals are the ones who are suffering when people lie and people are lazy like this.
You're just abusing your platform here. Just putting out this misinformation.
Bloating and a lot of gas, like a lot of gas.
Issues, digestion. I think as many vegans
play
normalize
my
bad
violin
digestion.
here.
It's just something that you kind of like normalize when you're vegan.
What? No, we don't.
Bullshit. That's not normal to have bad digestion as a vegan. I've been doing it longer than all these people. I've been vegan now 12 and a half years. Angie's been vegetarian since the 80s and vegan 12 and a half years like me. Neither of us have bad digestion. Most people I know are vegan have just fine digestion. What do these people have in common? And I'm glad you showed Tim Sheaf there, another person that was doing a raw fruitarian diet, drank urine, did all these weird things.
Don't be drinking your own urine and then say that you had trouble with veganism. We don't drink our own pee.
But no, it was eating plants that causes digestive issues.
It's understood that a variety of issues with the gut impair B12 absorption.
Oh, so that's where you're going with this line of reasoning. So you're saying if you go vegan, that leads to gut and digestive issues. And gut and digestive issues lead to impairment as far as B12 absorption goes? All right, let's turn our attention away from this YouTube grifter's uninformed opinions and look at, say, the National Institutes of Health page here on B12 and see what they say about B12 absorption problems. They say some people have trouble absorbing vitamin B12 from food. Doesn't say vegans, it says some people. The body absorbs B12 from food in a two-step process. First, hydrochloric acid in the stomach separates vitamin B12 from the protein that it's attached to. Second, the freed vitamin B12 then combines with a protein made by the stomach called intrinsic factor, and the body absorbs them together. So that's the process that leads to proper B12 absorption. And you see there's a few pitfalls along the way, but none of those pitfalls include eating too many plants, which give you gut disorders.
There are various compounds in plants people can be sensitive to, like gluten, oxalates, lectins, and phytates, but simply eating too much fiber could be a culprit.
You're really...
What? That is never a problem.
Bringing up fiber. Now I'm laughing because on one hand you bring up vitamins D and B12 as these nutrients that vegans are deficient in, which we're not, and yet you bring up fiber as something that's dangerous, yet 95% of Americans are deficient in fiber. Odds
exactly. Like the vast majority of people are not getting enough fiber.
What I've learned, you're deficient in fiber, yet you're pointing it out some kind of villain. Yeah, do you even get your fiber, bro?
A 2012 study found in 6 63 patients with constipation, reducing fiber intake improved symptoms. But eating a zero fiber diet completely eliminated all symptoms.
So are you giving medical advice here? You're advising all these Americans who are probably deficient in fiber anyway to even eat less fiber. Yeah, that's why people shouldn't listen to non-medical professionals, non-health professionals about health issues like this.
As for B12, you need to have a strong enough stomach acid to properly absorb it. And dietary fiber is known to weaken the stomach acid.
So you're saying people in the small minority like me who eat enough fiber, remember only 5% of people get enough fiber, you're saying people like me have trouble absorbing B12? Again, that's complete nonsense. First, I've never heard of this before. Secondly, my blood tests say otherwise. Thirdly, I went to the internet to see if I could find anything that supports what he's saying here, because I'm extremely dubious. And I couldn't find anything. In fact, all I found was this one study. It's a relatively small sample size, just 11 subjects, but they found that the control group that was given extra fiber in their diet actually had their B12 levels not be affected at all by extra fiber, unlike what this guy's saying here.
Yeah,
so the context.
So why is he inventing this stuff? I don't understand. Why is he inventing lies like this? Again, if you guys have any kind of hypothesis, let us know in the comments below. And by the way, if you like this kind of channel, and if you like me bringing you the other amazing vegan activists around the world through this channel, subscribe, press the notification bell to get more videos, and don't forget to press the like button too.
Matters. What else are you getting with the nutrients? For example, there are plenty of plant sources of iron, but plant foods like whole grains, legumes, and nuts contain phytic acid that impairs iron absorption.
If I had a nickel for every knucklehead that tried to debunk veganism on anti-nutrients. Once again, let's look at the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health's page here on anti-nutrients, particularly phytates. It says many anti-nutrients like phytates can be removed or deactivated by soaking, sprouting, or boiling the food before eating, which most people do before they can properly eat grains or legumes.
Then, where the heme iron in animal
Exactly, just cook your beans. Don't eat them hard out of the plastic bag.
foods is very easily absorbed, the non-heme iron in plants and supplements is quite poorly absorbed. 2 different literature reviews suggest that vegans are at greater risk for iron deficiency than omnivores.
All right, so we pulled up 2 studies here. Well, I wonder if that reflects the general scientific or medical consensus. If you look this up on WebMD, once again, not a vegan activist source of information, just boring scientific consensus here. It says vegans are no more likely to develop iron deficiency anemia than the general population. Vegans typically consume an adequate amount of iron because their diet is high in vitamin C, which improves absorption of our plant-based non-heme iron.
Exactly, and this is why I say to you, if you're making a smoothie with some spinach in it, just add some kind of fruit to there, which will help absorb the iron.
So do you feel really stupid for having said this now?
The non-heme iron in plants and supplements is quite poorly absorbed.
This is completely unethical what this guy is doing. Making videos like this to make it seem like veganism is not a good idea. This is so bad. It's so bad for the environment. It is so bad for the animals who suffer terribly on factory farms. From the moment they are born until the moment that they die, they are being tortured. They are being raped into existence. Their babies are being taken away. And for what? It's so frustrating. I totally understand why Ryan is not happy today.
Absorbed.
And once again, the iron levels in my blood tests say otherwise. They've always been strong. And I've been sharing my blood tests the entire time here. I've been vegan on our YouTube channel here since 2013. I don't know how many blood tests it's been, 7 or 8. I have nothing to hide, not deficient, none of this stuff that this guy's talking about. And I'm kind of curious. I'd like to see his blood test. And he's a much younger looking man than I am. Remember, I'm 55. All these horrible things should be happening to me right now just because of my age alone. Yeah. And once you add that I'm vegan, according to how he's arguing for it here, it's this horrible thing that destroys your health, your gut, your B12 and everything. I should be wrecked. Yet I'm not on any medications or anything. I'm very physically active. I can slam dunk at age 55, and heck, I'd like to play him a game of one-on-one, see how that goes, see how he fares against a deteriorating deficient.
Yeah, you don't look like you're deteriorating or deficient in anything, Ryan. You look great.
Vegan here. Anyway, enough of this. I'm not trying to be all macho or anything. I'm just laughing at all this nonsense there. So leave your questions and comments down below. Let me know if you already saw this video. Let me know if I should make a part 2, because like I said, I didn't even...
Definitely you should. You should make a part 2 and a part 3 and a part 4, whatever it takes. Go through the whole thing, Ryan. I am so happy that you are here on YouTube, Ryan, to help everybody understand what's going on. Thank you so much. I'm going to end it there, and I want to thank everybody for watching. Please press the like button and the subscribe button, the notification bell, and around me right now you're going to be seeing other videos pop up. Be curious, look around. There are over 1,000, no, actually right now 2,100 videos where I talk about everything to do with veganism. I sometimes go and attack people who are not vegan, who are famous, just trying to say to them, hey, you have no right to hurt animals. And other times I'm just having some fun and looking at different programs like Coco Melon, programs for kids, all kinds of stuff. Thanks so much for being here, and please subscribe to Ryan's channel. Remember, he is also called Happy Healthy Vegan. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye for now.